It's the hot of the day, and Abraham has decided that he's going to sit out at the entrance of his tent under the great trees of Mamre, these great oak trees, and he's going to get shelter from the sun. Sarah's inside taking care of things that she needs to take care of, and together Abraham and Sarah are just taking care of the day's business. But while Abraham is sitting out here at the entrance of his tent under these trees just shaded from the sun, he sees three strangers off in the distance. Now, Abraham could have done a number of things when he saw these three strangers. He could have just completely ignored them and pretended like they weren't there. He could have sent someone from camp to go meet them and greet them and welcome them to the camp. But Abraham doesn't do those two things. Instead, he does a third thing. He decides that he's going to go greet these strangers himself, because that's just a part of who Abraham is. And little did Abraham know that what he was about to do would set off a chain reaction that would really change the course of history. Literally, it would really change the course of his life, Sarah's life, and his future family's life. So he goes out there and he welcomes them and he greets them. But he doesn't do just that. He doesn't just say hi. He says, "Hey, come stay with me a little while. We'll make you a meal." But he doesn't do just that either. No, he says, "Hey, let me be your servant while you're here." That's pretty radical hospitality. Hey, let me be your servant. Let me serve you. I'm just not saying hi and giving you a snack. I'm welcoming you into my home. It's pretty incredible hospitality. So these three strangers, they agree to do just that. They come to Abraham's tent and they sit down with Abraham in the tent. As Abraham says, "Hey, Sarah, can you help prepare a meal for for our three guests, for these three strangers?" And if she, of course, says yes, Sarah gets to it. She begins making some meat and some bread and pouring some milk for all of them. And it wasn't just a snack kind of meal, right? It was the kind of meal that would give you energy for the journey ahead. They were really taking care of their guests. They were really taking care of these three strangers. And as the day passed, as the time went on, Abraham found himself sitting back outside with these three strangers under these trees, just getting shade from the sun. And it's in this moment that one of these strangers pronounces an unexpected blessing on Abraham and Sarah. He says, "Abraham, when I come through here again next year, your wife is going to have given you a son." And of course, Abraham and Sarah hear this and they're like, "Well, that's a little crazy." And Sarah actually laughs a little bit because they were too old to have children. They were way past the season in life where you have kids. You could say that they were settling down for retirement. But fast forward a year later, when the stranger comes back through, Abraham and Sarah have had a son and they have named him Isaac, whose name means laughter. And it doesn't mean laughter because Sarah laughed at the idea that she could have children in her old age. It's not necessarily what's going on here. It's laughter because the joy and the love and the laughter that a child brings into this world represented what Isaac was to these two old people. He was laughter. Let's fast forward all the way back to the beginning of the story. Abraham showed incredible hospitality, incredible servanthood to three strangers. And he didn't have to do that, but God multiplied that. He took the things that sometimes we value least in life, and God multiplied it and turned it into something great and amazing. Something so great, so amazing, that God's future son would come out of this family, who would be the perfect image of servanthood, the perfect image of hospitality by way of the cross. Now I wonder, while Abraham was sitting outside his tent, while he was taking relief in the shade of the trees from the sun, I wonder if Abraham could have imagined what God would do through his family line, through an act of hospitality and an act of service.